Do you ever have days whenever it's like you wax and you wane all day long in between feeling confident and feeling good, and then something just not setting right with you? Um, on my way home, I had to go get gas. On my way home today, I was thinking about the story that came to my mind was a story in the Bible where I think it was Elisha went up against, I think it was an Armenian army, something like that. And his comrade or commander or whatever, um, and he were noticing that the army that they were coming against was just so much bigger than their army that there was no way they could stand, um, because there were too many soldiers on the opposing uh, side. And Elisha prayed and said, God, open up our eyes, my servant's eyes, so that he can see that those who are with us are greater than those who are on the enemy side. And I wasn't thinking about like going to battle and all of this, but what was coming up for me was sometimes if we are going through our day and we're feeling good and we're, you know, feeling like everything's working out, and then something triggers us or whatever, and we start maybe struggling a little bit or feeling challenged, or we're questioning the things that we see in our world, sometimes we have to ask God to open up our eyes, because what we see in this world, it doesn't matter. Yet we trip over it because that's still part of our life's experience. We trip over it. And when we can allow our eyes to see that we have nothing to be concerned about, that we have provision, that we are taken care of, that everything is copacetic, that everything is cool, that there ain't nothing wrong, we're good. But we can't look at the natural. We can't look at what's going on in this world. Very similar, Peter stepping out of the boat and walking on water. In the natural realm, impossible. It can't be done. So he steps out, he starts doing the impossible, walking on water, and then begins to look around, and he begins to see the troubled water. And what's he do? He begins to have doubt and fear, and therefore he begins to sink. That is exactly what we do in life. When we start looking at circumstances in this world and we start allowing them to take hold of us, we're going to sink. Because sometimes the things we see in this world, and we're trying to change the things we're seeing in this world, but we've seen the same thing for so long, so long, so long, and we're kind of exhausted with seeing the same things, but we're doing all these things to try, and the self-doubt comes up and says, you know what, it's not going to work, this is impossible, or whatever the self-doubt that arises. We have to be able to say, oh, okay, that's just what's going on in this world. That's the nature of this world. But my nature is not here. My true nature is in the God consciousness. And whenever we can function from that level, what does it go? I'm in the world, but not of the world. So when we can function from the God conscious, from the divine, the things that go on around us, we understand, okay, that's what's happening in this world, but I'm trying to make the change. So the change is not made in this world. The change is made in the consciousness, raising the consciousness, our consciousness, from doubt and fear, shame, guilt, whatever, lack, scarcity, to the reality, the truth, the absolute, the truth, which is the God consciousness, which is divine, which is unlimited. It's absolute unconditional love. It's complete provision. It's complete love and joy and peace. So when you're going through changes and you're trying to change your world, you have to keep practicing in the God conscious. Don't worry about what you see. You almost have to like put on blinders to what you're seeing in this world and just keep your eye on the higher consciousness, the God consciousness, where faith is, where love and everything that you desire, it's already there. The only thing that's blocking it is our level of awareness. It's already there. It's already there.